Hello and welcome to Matt's Mosh Pit, and tonight I'm going to be checking out The Dying Breath of a Sacred Stag by Blackbraid. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown me and my channel so far. It truly means a lot, and I could not do this without you. So folks, Blackbraid. This is what I know about Blackbraid. Not much, I should say. It's a band that I've heard a lot. I believe this is their third album that's coming out, and I feel like I've heard about their first album, second album, and third album, but I've never actually really listened to them. And I know they get like critical praise all the time, and it's black metal. And I've kind of just avoided, I think from what I understand, they're Native Americans who are doing black metal, which is super cool. And that part is interesting. But I think the reason why I never really checked them out was the black metal that I had heard in the very, very beginning when I was first getting into this. It just wasn't for me. It was just a heavy tremolo picking and the screechy vocals and stuff like that. And so I kind of just chalked it up to, that's not my genre. Let me just, cast them aside. Somebody else can enjoy them, not me. And so since then, I've grown as far as my musical tastes go, and I've seen that there's all just like any style of music, there's all different versions and genres, and I do find that I do like some black metal, if not a good portion of it. So I think now I am to the space where I can probably listen to it and enjoy it and hopefully get something out of it. Like I said, they're critically acclaimed, and I'm sure that's for good reason. So I think no matter what the genre is, if somebody does something extremely well, it's definitely something that's noticed, and most people will end up liking it. So that's just my thoughts, and that's why I saw they put this song out, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to add it to the list because why not? Now should be a good time to check out Blackbraid for the very first time. And we'll see, is this another, black metal band that I actually really will learn to love and, get into, or do they just fit the same, tropes that I don't really like about black metal? So anyway, this is a fact-finding mission, folks, and that's pretty much all I can say about Blackbraid at this point. So let's go ahead and check it out. I'm going to say the name again one more time. It's The Dying Breath of a Sacred Stag. And I have to keep remembering that, The Dying Breath of a Sacred Stag, which gives me Native American vibes right off the bat, which is kind of cool. So let's check it out. So far, I know it's just the beginning, but it's not giving me the vibes that I kind of thought it would. So that's actually really, really cool. Okay, that dude is extra hardcore looking. I just want that on record. If I could pull off that look, that would be my look. Like that just screams awesomeness right there. I have not heard him, but that screams awesomeness, and so kudos to him already. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit because I think I stepped on his intro. this is so not what I expected. I thought this was good. Wow, this is awesome. Now I totally understand why these folks are so critically acclaimed, for lack of better terms. This is awesome. This is like, outside of the vocals, there isn't much of like the typical black metal tropes, if you know what I mean. And so, and that whole like, awesome. Love it so far. Okay, folks, I've said this in the past. I do want to be a part of a secret society, or at least get invited to a secret society meeting somewhere where, you know, you have to cut your hand. I don't want to actually cut my hand. I think that's when I drop out of the secret society. But this dude's doing it on his own. That's next level. Like, that's not even like, it seems like he's by himself. So I don't see that there's a secret society. He's just out in the forest by himself. Like, hey, this is what I got to do. Good on him. No chance I'm doing that. I just want that on record. You know, if you're going to do that, at least have a secret society, you know, to belong to and invite you to cool things. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's get back to this song. Sorry, one more thing on this. I'm not a doctor, but I would love, in a weird sort of way, to work in an emergency room, to see, like, in my career, if I was working in an emergency room, how many times would somebody come in with like a slice in their hand that I got to now stitch up? And then the whole time I'd be like, secret society? Did you get involved in one? Because nobody just cuts their hand like that. So then I'd be fascinated by, like, what club did they join? But then they can't tell me because it's a secret. It's a whole thing. That's what's going on in my head right now. Is I want to work in an emergency room now so I can see how many secret society members show up. That's all I want to know. Okay, there you have it, folks. That was The Dying Breath of a Sacred Stag by Blackbraid. And man, that was awesome. I loved every bit of it. And I'm so like, now I'm kicking myself for not being open-minded back in the day when I first heard about them to go check out their music. Because like, this was awesome. And now I'm thinking about the years that I missed out. And so, I'm definitely going to have to go back and check out their stuff because that was awesome. And please, 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 if you're a longtime Blackbraid fan, please, please, please tell me in the comments that this song is indicative of their normal music and not just a one-off, because that would kind of stink. It would kind of stink if it was like, I'm sure it's good because as I said before, it's, everybody's talking about them. So, I'm sure it's good, but I mean, like, I want more of this, like this was just great. It didn't have the same, it had like the vocals were definitely on the black metal style vocals, but I feel like the background music wasn't as black metal as what I was at least picturing. And so loved it. Like just the guitar work, everything was just super awesome. And now I'm definitely gonna have to go back and check out more. So folks, let me know if you're a big fan of Blackbraid. Let me know in the comments. Please, please, please tell me that there's more out there that's awesome like this, and give me some suggestions of songs that I should check out from them. And we'll take it from there. Folks, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button because that would be awesome. More importantly, please leave comments. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.